Hello, hello, hello. We went live last night and talked about winter art, and so this morning I'm going to actually go through what I do in the morning. So first off, a few weeks ago, Rise actually sent me some of their mushroom coffee, and I fell in love with it. I absolutely fell in love with it. So and then I bought the ritual set, which comes with this wooden bowl and the wooden scoop and the wooden spoon and a bunch of other free gifts. So I'm going to go ahead and make that because I like to have that first thing in the morning. The mushrooms in there act as adaptogens, and I used to take a supplement in capsule form that had the adaptogens in there, and it just really helped me, especially in the winter when we have more days of darkness. Now, I didn't try the actual probiotic creamer until I ordered this kit, and it is delicious, okay? So first of all, let me tell you, they both smell really, really good. Thank you for the love. Both smell really, really good. Like, you can smell the coconut in there. I wish you could smell it, okay? I really wish you could smell it. But here, I'll show you. That was one of the things, because I had watched some videos before I got it. I don't know. I felt I needed to keep those Stay Fresh things in there. But it smells so good. It smells really, really good, okay? Now, they also sent me this cocoa. I'm not a cocoa girl. Where is it? I'm not a cocoa girl at all, but I will tell you, for your night routine, this has L-theanine in there. It's got the reishi, cacao for improved blood flow, chicory for healthy digestion, glycine and melatonin. If they made this in a white chocolate, I would be all over it. But it's chocolate, and I don't really like it. So what's the coffee for? First of all, the coffee's for energy at this time of day and on a Sunday for me. Like, Sunday is like my reset day, and I like to chill. And that's what I like about the coffee. So here, let me open this, and I'll tell you about the coffee, because it came in this nice box, in such a nice box, right? So, and the ritual set came with 2 coffees and a creamer. So I will tell you about the coffee, because that is a great question. Okay, so it's more than just coffee. It says our ingredients have been studied for thousands of years and found to enhance brain function, boost immunity, and give balanced energy. And that's the key phrase for me, is the balanced energy. I don't like to get jittery. I also don't like to crash. I like to have energy and kind of have like a hum, just like not be like, woo! I just like to have more energy, but still be very calm and even keeled. And that happens with this blend. So it's got cordyceps, and the cordyceps, I always think of The Last of Us on HBO. Cordyceps, reishi, lion's mane, shiitake, turkey tail, and king trumpet. It also has MCT oils in here. A couple years ago, I was using a creamer that had MCT oils in there, and it is actually, for me, it worked with weight management, okay? And it's, like I said, it has a wonderful, wonderful coconut smell to it. There are, I believe, 30 servings in here, which is 1 tablespoon, and you mix it with water, which you're going to see me do right now, okay? So we're going to add some water in here. And then I'm going to dump that out. And I'm going to heat up some almond milk, because I like mine like a latte. And it doesn't take long for the almond milk to heat up. While that's heating up, I'm going to go ahead and use my, you hear that thing? I'll show you. That really, I put fresh batteries in here the other day, and that baby is moving. It is lit, okay? Now, I don't know about you, but I always rinse mine off before I put it back in the stand. So we just wait for that to heat up. But this stuff is so delicious. Thank you so much for the love. This stuff is so delicious. Like, I look forward to it every day, because like I said, I really love that balanced energy, okay? And so while we wait for that, The creamer, I honestly can see just using the creamer in almond milk by itself. Actually, I did it the other night and it was like a milkshake. So this is just the sample size. That was one of the gifts that came with the ritual set. So I opened that one first. So while we wait for that, I got a free sample of the 369 journal. I was so excited that I could get it as a free sample because I'm manifesting my best year ever with the Miracle Journal. And in here, they introduce you to the 369 method. And so to get this journal also is really, really cool. So, you know, I showed last night, it comes with this bookmark. There's an app. It's got some affirmations on here. Plus, I have it on, I did my affirmations before I went to bed last night. There's like 8 pages of affirmations in here in part 2. And then part 3 is the actual 369 journal. So it is 8:53. That means I need to do my first entry. And today is January 12th, 2025. Okay. So we are going to fill in my 3 for the morning. I'm not saying what it is because I don't believe in scattering my forces. That's the second one. Now typically I like to have some music on, like some nice like flute music or something like that on in the background while I do this, but I don't know, I just, with live, I know on TikTok you can have the background music, but I know a lot of musics in that, like there's commercial issues. So, you know, like you can't use it for commercial, you know, use, which technically this is because I've been given samples and I'm promoting product. So, I'm not going to do that. Okay, so I will show you not what I wrote because that's my business, not yours. But I will show you how to use this, okay? So when you do the 369 method, you are writing down either a goal or a desire or an affirmation 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the middle of the day, and then 9 times at night, right? And this is based on something about protons and stuff like that from Nikola Tesla, but it breaks it down here for you. It explains all of that to you, okay? And it's not that I didn't read it. I don't know that I really even understand it, but I believe in the power of it. And I know in different golden arcs, in various winter arcs, when I just like a couple years ago, 2022, I did one where I focused on gratitude for 30 days. Every day in January, I got up and I have a gratitude journal and I wrote in there 10 things that I was grateful for every single day. And by the middle of February, things were really popping off. Like, I had a great sales month. I, you know, hit records and was asked to speak on a corporate call, and all kinds of things happened from me doing that. So I know that every January, I need to really focus on one thing, right? But not just one thing, but really hyper focus on one activity that is geared toward my personal and or spiritual development. And that year it was gratitude. And you know what? I still do gratitude every single morning, okay? But we're talking about the 369 method journal. It's very simple and straightforward. Like the Miracle Journal is awesome. I absolutely love it. It goes over a lot of different things, right? That is something more of like a 90-day, you know, journey. Oh, wow. We've got almond milk really boiling here. So let's get that in here. We don't want that gross stuff off the top. Okay. And I'm going to stir it up again. And rinse everything off. Now the wooden spoon and everything, it has some sort of coating on there. So that's nice. So your wood, because you know if wood gets wet, it can be problematic. I forgot, I'm going to put a little bit of protein powder in here. It's plant-based, just a little bit. And so let's blend it up again, because I've been a fan of protein in my powder long before it was trending on social media. A little overflow there. Let's wipe that up. So once you write your goals and your affirmations in the 369 journal, you really just want to take some time and hold space for it. Now, if you're wondering, like, well, you said you do gratitude every morning. I did that already. I tend to do that from bed, okay? I did that in my bed this morning because when you get the ritual set, it actually, they text message you and you get like access to an online journal for free, right? And so you just reply via text message and it catalogs all of that for you in a safe and secure website. So the 369 journal, isn't this pen cute? I got this from the brunch yesterday. So the 369 journal, with writing that down 3 times a day, you know, for 369. Let me read some of this to you, okay? This journal opens the door to a special room in your subconscious that you can visit to align your aspirations and intentions with reality. You will gain clarity around your purpose and goals and lay out the steps needed to achieve them. Here you are encouraged to enable the power of thought and focus on the positive aspects of your life. With this 369 journal, you will experience the power of manifestation and use it to create a life that is filled with joy and abundance. Remember that the path towards your goals is not always linear and that there will be times when you may feel overwhelmed. But with a little patience and determination, you can use this journal to turn your dreams into reality. Take your time and enjoy the process. And every thought and every step you take is an important part of your journey. So that's the intro, okay? So what is the 369 method? The 369 method is a practice that aligns with the law of attraction. This method combines significant numerical patterns. Now, the 369 method is actually pinned in the orange cart. You can get the Rise set that has the 2 bags of the mushroom coffee and the creamer when you click the orange button also, but what's pinned is the 369 method, okay? So the 369 method is a practice that aligns with the law of attraction. This method combines significant numerical patterns, which I was gifted in math as a kid, so the whole concept of numerical patterns is really kind of for me, okay? So the method combines significant numerical patterns with the power of your mind to manifest your dreams into reality. There's a numerical reasoning behind this spiritual practice. Frequency is an important factor in manifestation practices, and tapping into these numbers gives you the frequency to turn your dreams into reality. Hot, but so good. So good. Notice I didn't have to add any sugar, okay? So the creamer does have a little slightly sweet taste to it. By using this simple but powerful method, you will plant seeds of thought and belief into your subconscious mind. Once you complete this journal, you will look back with immense gratitude and awe as you realize how capable you are of shifting your reality. This is one of the most powerful manifestation techniques, but it cannot be done without inspired action. You gotta take action. You gotta take action. My inspired action right now is actually being live here. Being on live with glowing skin. I got on just a little bit of concealer and did my brows and some gloss, right? So showing up, taking that inspired action, okay? The idea that you just sit and think and just that, baby, you got to do some work. You're going to have to do some work, okay? With consistent belief and action, you will accomplish what you once thought it was impossible. Winter arc loading, okay? With the 369 method, you will be able to manifest anything from wealth, positive relationships, friendships, good health, and so on. So then it goes into Nikola Tesla, who is the father of 369. It talks about the mathematical systems that govern nature, the golden ratio, the Fibonacci sequence, vortex mathematics, why 369. Let's read that one, okay? The numbers 3, 6, and 9 show up in the universe. This takes me back to when we used to do those factor trees. You know, I was born in the late 1900s, so I don't know if y'all, I don't remember if my kids had to do that or not. The oldest one may have. The numbers 3, 6, and 9 show up in the universe and in nature consistently in a very significant way. If we take a perfect circle's digital root, we are left with 3 plus 6 plus 0 equals 9. 3, 6, 9. A circle has 360 degrees. If you split a circle in half, you get 180 degrees. The digital root of 180 equals 9. And by the way, 2025 is a 9 year. I'm just saying, okay? 180 divided by 2 equals 90. The digital root of 90 is 9. Now, I am starting to feel like, you know, some of them conspiracy theorists, like how they like see patterns and everything, but we're just going to roll with it. If you split 90 in half, you get 45. The digital root of 45 is 9. 4 plus 5 equals 9. Thank you for the love. Keep those hearts coming. If you split 45 in half, you get 22.5. 2 plus 2 plus 5 equals 9. If you split 22 and a half in half, 22.5 in half, you get 11.25. 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 5 equals 9. As you go on, the result is always 9. Okay? Now, we can also, I'll go through the science of habit. The science of habit building is an important aspect of human behavior. It has been studied by psychologists, sociologists, and economists, as well as other behavioral scientists. Habits are part of Habits are part of our everyday lives and have a powerful influence on our behavior and our lives. A habit is a behavior that is repeated so often that it becomes automatic and is difficult to change. Habits can be both helpful or harmful and can be either conscious or subconscious, okay? I'm just noticing that I don't have my readers on. My vision is so much better in the morning, but by day it gets a little exhausted, okay? So where were we? Habits are formed through the process of classical conditioning, which is when a behavior is associated with a particular stimulus. Y'all like that word, right? That this is usually done through repetition and reinforcement. The prefrontal cortex is responsible for the conscious effort to create new habits or change existing ones. Building new habits require both the repetition of the behavior and the conscious effort to initiate the behavior. The 369 method is so powerful because it helps you decondition harmful subconscious habits and replace them with new positive ones through repetitive scripting and consistent goal-oriented actions. By using this journal daily, you will cognitively restructure your beliefs. We're going to talk about that. And your own, you will restructure your own beliefs about your own potential. In turn, this will impact how you perform throughout the day positively. So basically, what you think about, you bring about, okay? So it shows your neural pathways, neuroplasticity, and some other charts. The power of writing. Should I read that one too? Why not? Okay. Writing something down repeatedly is a proven technique to help our brains grow and manifest things in our life. It is a form of cognitive training that helps us to focus our attention and create better neural pathways in our brains. When we write something down repeatedly, we are engaging in a form of repetitive learning, which helps us to better remember and understand the information. There is so much power in writing your goals down. We're going to talk about that, okay? Writing something down also helps us to create a plan and take steps to achieve the goal. By focusing our attention on the goal, we create a vision for ourselves that can be seen and understood, making it easier to stay motivated and on track. The power of writing something down repeatedly lies in its ability to form new neural pathways in our brains. When we write something down, it is a way of focusing our attention on the goal, allowing us to better remember and comprehend the information, and to create a plan that will help us to achieve it. By repeatedly writing down our goal, we are reinforcing the neural pathways associated with the goal, making it easier for us to achieve it. This type of cognitive training also helps us to manifest our desired outcome. When we focus our attention on the goal, it becomes easier for us to visualize it and take the necessary steps to make it happen. Okay, so check this out. My name is Tamira Hamilton. I have over 32 years of sales marketing experience. If you don't know me and if you are new here, you are definitely welcome to go up here and tap through and follow me, because I'm going down with the Titanic. So if the Titanic is going down, I'm like Earth, Wind, and Fire. I'm unplugging stuff and I'm not leaving until the ship is actually sinking. Okay, like going all the way down in the water. So just so you know, definitely. Follow for more marketing, mentoring, and mindset, right? So you're probably wondering, what does this manifestation stuff have to do with mentoring, marketing, and mindset? It has everything to do with it, right? Because sales and marketing are very action-oriented fields. Marketing is definitely strategy. And sales is a lot. There's strategy behind sales, but there's also a lot of tactics behind sales. And in my sales career, I will tell you that if you don't believe that you can sell a product, you will not be able to sell a product. The best salespeople have a very strong belief about themselves, about the product, and even the company that makes the product, okay? And so activities like this help to reinforce that belief and strengthen, like when you go through Bible study and things like that, and they talk about like spiritual warfare, that's what they talk about when they say like picking up your sword and putting on your armor, and that you have to basically armor up in the field of sales because you face a lot of rejection, right? And if you go into sales, for example, and you haven't armored up, built up your mindset around your goals and what you are there to achieve, you can end up without a job, because the idea is in every transaction a sale is made. Either you're selling them or they're selling you. I'm going to say it again. Either you're selling them or they're selling you on why they don't need to buy it or why they're not going to buy it, right? And so sales is not being pushy. It is not making people buy things that they would not need to buy. There's a whole process. I'm not going to get into that right now. But in order to get past those objections and not be afraid through rejection, you need to build up your neural pathways. And this is a great way to do that. And that's why you see a lot of people who are successful at sales also believe in and practice the manifestation techniques, right? So what the other one that we talked about here, we talked about writing it down and the science of habit, right? Sales and marketing are all about good habits, right? A lot of people are having a lot of success on TikTok Shop. Why? Because they are going live 3 to 5 times a day and for hours at a time, right? So those habits, that discipline, that consistency, and that is why in January, instead of bed rotting, I like to winter arc, have some sort of challenge or something, a behavior, an activity that I'm focused on performing every day that is going to help me get closer to my goals, that's going to strengthen my inner compass, that's going to rebuild those neural pathways, making it much more likely for me to succeed in what it is that I am setting out to do. Okay? So the 3-6-9 method, and writing it down 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the middle of the day, and 9 times at night. And let me tell you, if you're thinking about, oh, well, she read those little excerpts and I can write it down 3-6-9 on my own. Go ahead and let me know how that works for you, because I know I have gone that route before. Like, I don't need the journal. Not that it's expensive, but just the whole, I got to order it and wait on it and all this and that. It just didn't work without the journal. Okay. It didn't work without the journal because there's just something about it being in a dedicated space, setting the timer, the reminders on my phone to actually do it 3 times a day, it literally becomes a habit, right? You are the sum total of your habits. You have to have really good habits in order to manifest. So that is the 369 method. They sent me the sample. I'm so excited. I made my first entry in there just now. This is what it looks like when you complete it, right? Now I'll show you. It also, you can list your to-do list every day. I have another journal and tracker that I do that in, but this is just awesome. Highly, highly recommend. I can't tell you how excited I was to receive that. Now, it's probably a good time to get into some supplements. I've already taken some earlier. I don't like to take everything all at once. Okay, so now we are going to take probiotics, right? Because if you are manifesting bigger sales, more money, more freedom, if you are manifesting major changes in your life, I am here to tell you, you are going to need some nutritional support, right? You are going to need to be hydrated. You are going to need to, make sure you have a strong nutritional foundation, right? And I'm a big believer in your gut health needs to be top tier, okay? And so these probiotics are specifically for women, okay? It's got cranberry in there. It's got UVA ursi, horsetail demonose, prebiotics, and digestive enzymes. And that's why I like to take these in the morning. Okay. These are good in the morning to get those digestive enzymes down in the stomach and ready to help you digest your food, okay? They taste delicious, right? It's from Clean Nutra, and I'm hearing so many great things about Clean Nutra. They are very accommodating. I got, they sent me these and some other samples. These are phenomenal. These are really, really good. There's lots of stuff in there. You can go and read about all of them. But probiotics are so important because there's this brain-gut axis, right? They actually say you have 2 brains, and your gut is your second brain, right? It might even be your first, right? So your gut and having that good microbiome in that flora down there, and when you think about your other canal and how they sit and how close they are together, when you take care of one, you're actually taking care of the other, in my opinion. I could be wrong, I don't know, but it might not work that way, but in my mind, that's how it works, right? And so your gut, by having that good microbiome in your gut, you're actually helping clear things like brain fog. You're actually able to have increased clarity and focus. So yes, while it talks about your vajayjay and your gut are actually very closely related and sit in close proximity to each other. And so if you have issues or pains in your vajayjay, you actually can it can impact your gut health as well, and vice versa. So that is why I saw that, and I just had to get it, because I am going to be 51 in 16 days, something like that. And so if you're in the pauses, peri or meno, your vajayjay health and keeping your girl in working order and in good health is a smart thing to do, right? And perimenopause, there are women who have started, like early menopause, like in their late 20s. It's actually normal in like your, I hate to use the word normal, but your mid to late 30s but some people actually are starting, you know, when you think about our food and these hormones and these chemicals and stuff, all kinds of stuff is happening, right? So don't think if you're just in your late 20s, your mid 20s, that it doesn't apply to you, because it just may, right? There are symptoms that I was having in my mid to late 30s, like the insomnia, and that I didn't realize were related to perimenopause, right? I thought they were related to some other things, and they could have been a combination of those things. But when you look up the symptoms for the pauses, there's like, I think over 100. It's definitely at least 60. There's at least 60 symptoms. I believe it's over 100. I'll have to go back and find that image, and when I go live again, put it on the screen, because it's insane, the stuff that you're going through and you don't realize is attributed to menopause, including brain fog. Brain fog is a big part of the perimenopause and the menopause for a lot of women, even more so than hot flashes. Brain fog, right? And for some women, having their first child, or it could be their second child or their third child, you don't know, but after having a child is when they actually start to experience some of the perimenopause symptoms, right? And we know that women on average are having children later, but there are still women like Nara Smith has 3 at 23, right? So the earlier you start having children, and for Black women, by the way, we tend to start menopause at an earlier age, and you can look that up, you can fact check that, but it's true. Okay, it is absolutely true. So I have pinned those probiotics to the orange cart. Check that out. Check it out. Check it out. The taste is really good. The taste is yummy. There's a woman who's viral video this past week. You know, she was like, her doctor fired her because they can't figure out, they've given her all the antibiotics and they can't figure out why she still keeps getting BV. Right? One of the things that is really great at helping maintain that pH balance is probiotics and prebiotics, and this has both. It's got prebiotic and probiotic. It's got the cranberry in there. Does it have? I don't see where it says apple cider vinegar. Okay, so but it has probiotics in there. It's got prebiotics and digestive enzymes, right? So if you're having girl issues down there, this is something you might want to consider. Now, of course, I don't give medical advice. I am not a medical professional. You should definitely consult with your physician and make your own decisions for yourself and do your own research in that. This is just something that I wanted to give a try because I've used probiotics before. You know, like if you have odors in that, you probably want to get on a probiotic, a pre-pro and postbiotic. You want to at least look into it. And many doctors these days, because they'll tell you exactly which strains, you can actually look it up. There are certain strains that are really good for that. Like people just, I've learned so much in the last couple years, especially about probiotics, prebiotics, and postbiotics. And there are strains that actually help, I gotta be careful, that actually help you manage your T2 and T1. Some of that is in the gut. It's the food that we're eating. And so you need the strains that help manage that and having that in your gut. That's why you're seeing such a rise in people making starter dough. I keep saying starter dough, sourdough at home, because it has one of the strains in there. It has the lactobacillus in there. And lactobacillus, there's another one that starts with an R. I can't even pronounce all of them, but this has the prebiotics and the probiotics in there. And so your V-Girl health, think about it, that triangle right there in the center of your body, along with your gut, you know, and like 80% of your immunity is in your gut. And then your gut is your second brain, and all of that is down there together. I'm just saying. I'm just saying something to think about Something to think about. And they taste really good. Like, oh, someone bought. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So this is really good. Giving it a try. No complaints. I think I'm on day 3 or day 4. And they taste good. And I just pop 2 in the morning as part of my routine. And now they go back in here. Now, the other thing is I got the Gluco Defend, right? Because when you talk about your V health, right? One of the things to consider is sugar, right? And sugar, like in your 50s, you get sugar face, you get sagging, you get, and that's why collagen. But this is the Gluco Defend, right? And when it comes to your B health and sugar, one thing should immediately pop to your mind, and that is yeast. Okay? Yeast. Now, I don't take this for B health, but it all relates. We got to understand that everything relates to each other. So I did pin this now. This is pinned. And this is the Gluco Defend with the apple cider vinegar, which does, that's additional prebiotic. It's got the Ceylon cinnamon, which is good for maintaining your blood sugar, level, and keeping it level so you don't get those spikes, because when you get those spikes, that's when you get the increased cravings and the hunger, and you will just binge eat, and you will eat whatever is in front of you. And so I find I can make better decisions when my blood sugar is maintained at a certain level. Now, people, I've only been taking it a couple days, and since I'm taking the caffeine, I'm not going to have it right now. I'll have one in about an hour or 2, and then one in the middle of the day, because it's 2 a day. For me, I can't take 2 of them at the same time. I did that the first day and was like, woo, I might not be able to take this. And I remembered because I used to take something else that has berberine in it, which is great for maintaining your blood sugar levels and keeping them consistent throughout the day. And it was the same thing. I couldn't take 2 at the same time. I had to split them up. And so you just have to test it and see what works with your body. So I would suggest starting with 1 and then building your way up to 2 and seeing if you can do 2 at a time. And what I found was by starting with 1 in the morning and 1 in the middle of the day, I eventually was able to just take 2 at a time with no issue, okay? And it's got turmeric and curcumin in there, which helps your body's inflammatory response. And it's got a proprietary blend that is developed to help you maintain your consistent blood sugar levels. So what you can end up seeing is sustained and increased energy, which in winter, with the shorter days, not going outside, getting that natural vitamin D, and yes, I do take vitamin D daily, you may need that sustained energy, right? Because raise your hand in the comments if you ever get that feeling of the afternoon slump, right? Do you ever get that afternoon slump? For me, sometimes it's not necessarily the afternoon. It might hit between 4 and 6 o'clock, where I just feel the intense need for a nap, right? And understand how me, as a soon-to-be 15-year-old woman, really 51, all of this is, at the end of the day, for me, is about balancing hormones. It's about balancing hormones, right? And when we think of the pauses, we immediately think of, everybody thinks of 3 hormones, not necessarily for menopause, testosterone, but also the progesterone and the estrogen. Well, what about things like leptin? What about ghrelin? What about cortisol, right? All of those have an impact on weight management and how your body processes food and nutrients. All of that impacts that, right? And then that in turn impacts things like, do you have candida overgrowth? It impacts your energy. It impacts brain fog, right? And so the idea that when you're faced with the pauses, you're only concerned about, those feminine hormones, there are like, I don't even know how many, but there's a lot more than 3 hormones in your body. And so by being better nutritionally balanced, and again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not advocating for or against like hormone replacement therapy. That's not my role here, right? Because knowing me, if I wound up having to go the hormone replacement therapy route, I would still be supplementing and doing what I could holistically. That's always my first point of attempt, is what can I do naturally and holistically, right? And that's why if you follow my page, you know I do the juicing, I do the cleanses, I do all of it. I like to cook with whole clean foods. Now, your girl got some here because she's been eating out way too much for about the past 6 months. But we're about to change that, right? So y'all get down there in that orange cart and get to order and stuff, right? And somebody ordered. I want to thank them. I don't know who it was. Somebody did order. I don't know what they ordered, but that is awesome. So the GlucoDefend. Now, I know a lot of people are taking various GLP products, which is hormone. From what I hear, I don't know a lot about it. As for me, I'm not judging anybody who's doing that. But as for me, I just don't want to go that route if I can help it. So there are people who are marketing this as an alternative to that. I don't know about that because I don't have anything to compare it to. I haven't gone that route, so I can't compare it to this. But what I will tell you is it does, for me, impact my appetite, right? So I can sit down for a meal and, you know, a couple bites and I'm good, more than a couple bites, right? So like I had a sandwich yesterday. I probably only finished 2/3 of it. I didn't finish the entire thing like I normally would. And lately I find myself eating out of boredom. I find myself with more sugar cravings, and this, no sugar cravings, and helps me know when to push away from the table and walk away from it. Because one of the things I've been doing lately is, okay, I take a couple bites, but man, that was good. I go back for more. So it increases for me satiety, where I'm not only eating less, but I feel more satisfied from what I'm eating. Right? I feel it because the whole thing that everybody's taking, some of those side effects are very, very scary to me. I don't know about those side effects, right? Number one, I don't like to chuck. I don't like to pray to the porcelain god, right? And so I'd rather try something like this first before going that route. And I've proven to myself before that, you know, with supplementation, diet, exercise, and mindset, I can do it, right? And the great thing is I have maintained my weight for over a year because I've lost some weight, right? I have more to lose, but I haven't gained any. So that is a good thing for me, even with eating out the way that I have. It says that I've, you know, increased my metabolism. I've, you know, done some really good things for my body. But if I don't do, you know, make some changes and get back on track, I could eventually get to that point. And I don't want that, right? Because the whole winter arc thing, the reason why I embraced that so much before I even heard that term was I've gone through periods where I don't want to get out of bed and I do the bed rot. Like 2020, like I was grieving my grandmother. This was even pre the shutdown, and I built a business from home. So I would literally roll over, open the laptop and work from bed. That's not good. You need to get up. You need to move around. You need to have a life. You need to have social interaction. So being aware, I figured it out and did what I needed to do. And that's why now I plan for January. I already have made up my mind by September. We ain't doing bed rot in January. We just are not doing that, right? And so this isn't about selling you product. This is about helping you with real things that may be happening to you based on what I've been through myself. That's all I can do. That's all I can help you with, right? So, you know, the GlucoDefend, I already can feel it. Actually, I haven't even taken it, but when I take it, I can feel it, right? I notice that I don't eat as much. I feel more satisfied from what I do eat. And so this, definitely, I'm going to leave this out because I still have to take, actually I'm going to take the 2 out. Okay. So having this morning routine for my winter arc really makes a difference. It's even Sunday, and it could have been very easy for me to just stay on the couch and watch Netflix and chill all day. I am going to do some of that. Spiritually, I don't do laundry on Sunday, but it's definitely on my mind. And I wasn't able to do it yesterday because I, went to a brunch. So I will do laundry tomorrow, but Sunday is my reset day. I'm going to sit down later and look at my calendar for the week. I know I've got a podcast episode, and Sundays I tend to steam my face, do self-care and spend a lot of time spiritually journaling and manifesting and things like that. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't know what you have planned for the rest of the Sunday, but I do highly, highly recommend the 369 journal, regardless of what you do. If you have goals and dreams you are trying to achieve and you're trying to have big transformation in this 9-year, 369, the journal, I highly, highly recommend. So these two go with me everywhere. Go with me everywhere, right? Wherever I go, they go, right? So if I sleep over with my sister and her granddaughter, they go with me. And, it's going on, it's 9:30, so noon, 1 o'clock, I will do my 6. And then I like to do my 9 right before I go to bed. Got to write it down. It's about your habits and writing it down and creating those new neural pathways. And honestly, that's how I've been a top seller. Right? There's a beauty brand I sold $75,000 worth of skincare in, right? I've earned trips, international trips with these manifestation techniques. Cancun. I told that story the other day about how I manifested Cancun, and TikTok was a part of that because I used green screen and used it to visualize myself at the resort, right? But I also had a very written plan of how I was going to achieve the production, which was scary for me to achieve the level of production to earn that trip. And then I blew past it. I achieved it with 2 months to go. So then it's all right, well, now I'm going to go for the next level where they pay for my airfare and I get an upgraded room. Right? But it's because I first made the decision, and then I took steps toward it, but I co-created. It wasn't just about me. See, that's where I've messed up in the past, is I thought it was all on me, and I had to start working with God. I had to start working with the higher power to achieve what it is that I want to achieve, and it's a lot easier now that I do that. And so the 369 and writing it down is what allows you to create those neural pathways so you can get up and take the inspired action that you need to take each day. Okay, so it's Sunday, it's reset time. So I am going to get ready to go, but I'll just run a quick recap, right? So I can add the Miracle Journal to the cart if you want me to. It's not there, but it is my primary focus for this winter arc, and it introduces you to the 369 method. But to be able to execute on a 369 method every day, they sent me this sample, and I'm so grateful and so excited, right? And so I'll show you what it looks like when you complete it. That's all it is. You're writing 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the middle of the day, and 9 times at night, okay? We talked about the vaginal probiotic gummies with prebiotic fiber and enzymes, cranberry, UVA, ursa, horsetail demonos. And that, gotta take care of your girl, especially if you're in the pauses, right? And we didn't talk about the menopause gummies, but we did talk about the glucodifen. maintaining that blood level, that blood sugar level, suppressing your appetite. You could even see some changes in the waist is what people have reported with this. So very excited about that. And I am drinking my mushroom coffee and creamer from Rise. This is good stuff. Really good stuff. So I may come back later. I typically don't do a lot of work on Sunday because it is spiritual for me. It is a reset day. So, but this is just spiritual too because I'm sharing my routine, how I go about it. So I will catch y'all on the flip side. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.